Oh my gosh, mamas, do I have a treat for you tonight? So, I posted some pictures earlier this week, and I cannot even tell you how many messages or comments I got on, girl, your lashes. And nobody could believe me when everybody was asking what brand they were, what strip lash they were, what extension they were. And I let everybody know, mama, I do my own. I love extensions. I love strip lashes, but I just don't have the time. I cannot get a sitter for 2 hours every other week. And I don't know what it is with my eyes. I shed lashes a lot. So like I need those fills. And I hate like the crazy gaps that you get when you're trying to work with extensions. But then also with strip lashes, which I love me a good strip lash, but it's not really cohesive with my life. I have 3 boys that I'm constantly running after, and it's not even a time issue, to be honest with you. It's summertime. We want to play in the water. You guys all know how obsessed I've gotten with like paddleboarding and kayaking, and just we go up to the lake every chance that we get. And strip lashes are not waterproof. Well, these are absolutely waterproof. Look at how full they are right now. You don't get any individual lash fallout at all. And so not only are they waterproof, but girl, they last 2 to 3 weeks. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, oh my gosh, how much are they damaging your natural lash if they're doing that? I used a remover for that. I did not lose one natural lash. So if you would like to learn how to do these lashes as well, I'm going to show you right now. So grab yourself a glass of wine because we're diving in. Okay, so now you see why it is so necessary that I actually have lashes on, whether they are strip lashes or extensions or what have you, because I do have long, thick lashes. I do have a very full lash, but I also am Filipino and Italian, so my lashes are so straight coming out that you cannot even see them if I do not have anything on. I have gotten lash lifts in the past, and to be honest with you, I really, really liked them, but I like a very voluminous lash, and I feel like once you start to get used to something like that, it's really hard to go back. So anyways, I'll just jump right into it. What you are going to need for these amazing lashes, I'm so excited to tell you guys about these. The first thing that I use is this Ardell Lash Tight Adhesive. I got this from Target for like $4, not even kidding. Look at how much is gone behind it. And if you guys have been on my page for a minute, you guys know that I started using this in like March or April, I want to say was the first time. Look how much is gone out of there. $4, are you kidding me? So you'll need that Lash Tight adhesive. I just use a pair of tweezers. You guys know, I mean, these are my favorite. And I use 2 different kinds of lashes for this. The first is you can use any brand of these that you want. Like these ones that I'm going to use today are the it's just a Kiss brand. I mean, these are literally $3.99 at any grocery store. Like these ones we got at I want to say Smith's Marketplace here in Utah. So they really are literally at the grocery store. But do you see how they are strips of 3? Or you can also use, I've used these ones as well, just the Ardell Lash Trios. It's the exact same thing. The one thing that you want to make sure that your pack has is, do you see how with these as 2 rows of short and then 2 rows of medium? Because the medium, again, I like a very long, voluminous lash, but the medium are like, you do not want to get any longer than that because like, whoa. And so what I do is I taper down into the short. So you want to make sure that you have both of those rows. So again, both of those kinds of lashes are gonna honestly run you $3.99. And I know what a lot of you are probably thinking right now. Oh my gosh, like if they really honestly last for 2+ weeks, then how on earth do you get them off? I already got you. And I will do a video in about 2 weeks showing you guys how I take them off. I just did another trial run last night, and I was like Marco Poloing all of my friends about like just showing them how all of the strip lashes came off, but there were like literally no natural lashes attached to them. So it was kind of sort of awesome. So what you want to do first is you want to use just the today I'm going to use that Kiss brand. And the reason why I'm using this today, honestly, it's nothing other than it comes with a little glue pocket down in the bottom. I won't even use all of these in one sitting. It's just, you just don't use that many. So all I do is I take off the lid, and I'll do this in front of you guys so you guys can see how little glue I use, but I just do, like as soon as it comes out, I basically stop, and do you see how like little that little glob is? I pour that out before I start actually like bringing out the lashes or anything like that, because you know how when you're putting on strip lashes and you're using any kind of lash glue, it's important that you let it set for about 35 to 40 seconds to let it get tacky. It's the exact same thing with these, so you do have to let them set. So what I do next, I always start from the outside in. The reason why is because you tend to go the biggest on the outside. So again, you see the little lash pocket. All I do is I pick up the trio of lashes, and I do it about that close down to the band because I want to be able to dip this in the glue, but I also want it super far down so I have control over my placement. So all I do is, you see the little band at the bottom? The band is like where the lashes are attached to each other. I dip just the band in the glue because by now it is tacky enough, and you'll see that it's gonna get even tackier as we go. And the first one I'm gonna try to do in the camera here with my little mirror, because this is obviously not like where I would do them on an everyday basis, but that looks like it's gonna work well for viewing purposes. And what I do is I just set it as close to my lash line as possible. Do you see how I already, you know, that's already staying pretty well. You guys have seen my lash videos before, and I tend to kind of push the top a little bit just to make sure that it really is secured onto that lash. Okay, and let's see, I'll do one more on that side for you just so you can see exactly how I do it. Now I try to get the band close to each other instead of just the lashes. The reason why is that the lashes are so super fluffy that they're gonna cross all over each other anyways. You guys saw before, you know, they are super fluffy. They're not like a very strict, like rigid lash. So because they're gonna cross all over each other, I try to get the band as close as I can, and that way that's gonna give it the most consistency moving, you know, moving across the eye. Okay, so you guys saw me do two over there. So I'm gonna kind of go into fast forward mode for a second while I finish that, and then I will slow it down again so you guys can see when I start doing the shorter lashes, okay? Okay, so as you guys saw earlier, my finished look today is gonna be more of a cat eye look when it comes to the shape of them. So when I do that, once I start getting into the center portion of my eye, that's when I start doing the shorter lashes so that I can kind of get that shape from going very voluminous in the, like in the corner, and then going down a bit just because that is the most flattering for my particular eye shape. So all I do, it is the exact same thing as I did before, right? I just take a short lash instead, pop it right in that glue, and then go right next to what I have been doing. There we go. And I push that in a bit. And you guys can see there's like hardly any difference except for it just starts to curve its way down. Well, I shouldn't say curve, but it just starts to aim its way down a bit. So it's just going to make my eye, my particular eye shape, I have very hooded eyes, it's just going to look more awake and energized, which as a mom, I need. Okay, so now I will pop back into fast forward mode for you. Okay, now inevitably you are going to get lashes that will go in different directions right here. They're just gonna, they're just gonna lie in different directions, which is totally fine. What I usually do is I just fill them by putting in an additional lash trio right there, almost in like a bricklayering mode. So you wouldn't want them like one on top of the other. I would do them like right in the middle of where you can tell like this is one trio burst and that's one trio burst. So I'm going to fill that. And I always, if I am filling a section, no matter if it's in the long section or the short, I always fill it with a short lash, because what we're going for right there is to just fill a gap, not necessarily add more length. Okay. So all I do at that point is I just add that right in. I just set that where I need that gap filled. And then I lay that lash down and just kind of push it in. And what I'll do throughout the entire time that I'm putting these on is I look for those gaps. So whether you're putting in an additional short trio, or what I'll also do is I will use these individual lashes as well. Again, there are Dells, so we're not talking about, like spending a ton of money on lashes here, but these little individual bursts, they're still gonna give you a burst of lashes, but it's such a small individual lash that you don't necessarily need to worry about adding any sort of weight to your lashes by adding like trio on top of trio on top of trio. I love these for just filling in tiny little gaps here and there. And also, throughout the week, say I notice that my lashes are starting to separate, I'll just pop one of these in. It literally takes 30 seconds and then I'm good as new. It's my own little lash fill at home. So I will go back into fast forward mode while I just fill some of those gaps. Okay, so you saw how easy that was to fill in those little gaps, whether I used trio bursts or individual bursts. And now I'll go ahead and do my other eye. See you right back in 1 second. See? All done. They're already secure. They're already dry. You can see how full they are. I told you guys earlier what all they last through. So, I mean, I see this as a total win-win. No appointment necessary, no sitters necessary. I can do my own full set of lashes in under 30 minutes. They're gonna last me 2 to 3 weeks with no individual lash fallout or anything. I mean, these to me are just absolutely, I am a lifer already. It gives me that voluminous lash that I love. So if you have any questions, if you plan on doing the same lash and you have any questions at all, please go ahead and throw them in the comments below. I promise you I'll get back to you. If you did like this video or if you did find it helpful at all, please like my page and go ahead and follow me for all of the shenanigans that I tend to deliver on an almost daily basis. So other than that, thanks for hanging out with me. It's been fun. Have a good night, mamas.